Hi, my name's Garrett. I'm going to be showcasing some of the features of the RV that we're trying to sell. Mainly my goal today is to try to take you through some of the mechanicals, make sure that through the video you can see that everything's working, like the air conditioning, the generator, and go through some of the features of the RV. Let's get started. Maybe I'll take you through a little bit of a history first. We've owned this RV for about 5 years. We bought it when it had about 90,000 kilometers on it. It was bought off of an old elderly couple that had parked it on a farm for several years. So when we got it, the interior, as you can see, was practically brand new, but the things like the tires were cracked. So we put on a fresh set of tires, redid the brakes, some of the mechanicals like that. We were actually able to have the 2 kids and my wife and I, 4 people in here. There's a couch, as you can see behind me, and the dinette that I'm sitting at right now that converts to beds. The reason we're selling is because we want to upgrade. We want something a little bit bigger. We used to tow the boat. We have a 19-foot boat with this motorhome, and we could launch the boat very easily in almost all of the boat launches that we travel to extensively throughout Manitoba. I'm a big avid fisherman. But I think in this next phase, we're probably going to be parking the boat at a cottage, and the RV, then we just want a little bit more room. So that's why we're selling it. Mechanically, we feel that it's very good. Everything's extensively upgraded things. It's got new paint all the way around. We did that professionally at Maxim Truck and Trailer. I put on a 300-watt system of solar panels with a solar controller. I'll showcase that in a little bit in the video. The fridge was basically brand new when we bought it, apparently, and they showed us a receipt. They had just replaced it the year before. The generator, we just did a bunch of work on that last year, got it completely reconditioned, new carburetor, so that's running really well. I'll showcase that in a minute. Okay, I'm going to start the tour by just going over some of the basic features, and then as we progress through the video, I'm going to be showcasing some of the mechanicals and just making sure that I can demonstrate to the viewing audience that everything is working. Okay, so just doing a slow pan, you can see here that we've got standing in the center of the motorhome. You might be wondering, so this is the cab portion. And since we've had it for the last 5 years, whenever we come home for the weekend, we put these blinders on and the dash protector just to protect the insides. I'm just going to go ahead and remove that to get a little... Okay, so starting with the front of the cab, just wanted to point out that we've owned this for 5 years. You can see that I've got this older seat cover on it, but we've done that in order to protect everything, and I'm just going to peel this back. You can see underneath the state of the original upholstery. Okay, a very good condition. Obviously in the driver's seat, spending a lot of time, so that's why we have these seat covers. And then what we're going to do, let's just start the tour in the kitchen. So what we have here is a microwave, hood fan, 3-burner stove, oven, and space underneath for pots and pans. So you can see here we've got our basic microwave, our hood fan has all of your holding tanks, battery, fresh water, all your monitors, the water pump, and then the hood light and hood fan. If we demonstrate, got your 3-burner stove. And again, we've got our oven, although we use it to store pots and our frying pans. And then of course, we've got a drawer here. In the basic kitchen area beside the microwave, we've got some storage up top where you can see we have our dishes, spice rack off to the side, single sink, drawers, you know, for your basic cutlery, whatever you want to store. I mean, this is how we've obviously set it up. Then we've got two more underneath here. I do want to point out that under here is our hot water tank, and as you can see, we've also installed a drinking water carbon filter, which is actually this one right here. So that's fresh drinking water. So no matter where you go, you always have nice water. This is just a shoe rack. We kind of put our flip-flops and things, you can see, just demonstrating. Again, just a space saver thing. It's a little bit easier for us to control all of our shoes. All right, and then here we have this is called a wet bathroom. You can see I've got a shower curtain folded up there. We've got a shower. And the idea is that you can take a shower in here with the curtain and everything is allowed to get wet, and then you have your drain under here for the shower, and of course your basic toilet. And we've also got a medicine cabinet. Okay, moving along, we have across from the fridge a full two-door pantry. So in here we've got lots of shelving. And then underneath we've got more room with this slide out tray. And then of course you've got a lock here when we're moving. Next to this we have our wardrobe. Just have some towels in here, but obviously that's where when we're traveling we have all of our jackets. Above we've got our generator start, remote starter, another drawer right here, and then we have our electrical center. This is where we have all of our breakers, fuses. Okay. We then have our fridge. Very large fridge, just replaced a few years ago. A little bit more cupboard space above. You see some left over from the camping. Decent sized freezer. Fridge. For here is where we have, this is originally a pass-through wardrobe, but what we've done is we've installed some shelves in it so that this shelf and this shelf pass through to the outside. So you can see in there I've got my bug spray and sunscreen, and then we've just got a general shelf here, and then of course I've got another shelf up here. That's where I kind of store my knickknacks and a few screwdrivers and things. Okay, moving into the main cabin area, I guess. We've got a convertible couch that converts down to a double bed, and then a dinette that also folds down. You can see that there is storage. I'm just going to pull this cushion over here. Trying to do this with one hand. You can see here that we've got our bedding underneath and there's seat belts. You can of course configure it whichever way you want. Okay, And then on the other side, we also have storage. Do the same thing here. Pull this aside, although in this case, we've got it configured a little bit differently. We've installed a plug here. This is kind of where we keep our vacuum that's always charged whenever we're plugged in. We've got another plug here. These are just kind of some radios that we use to communicate in case we're not in cell service. And then this is our solar controller. There are 3 100-watt panels on the roof. And in fact, I'm going to go up here and we can see our solar controller currently at about almost 20 volts of charging power. You can see the state of the batteries are completely charged. So allows us for many days without ever having to plug in. We don't need to even turn on our generator. Completely can go off grid. Let's move this back. Okay, continuing on, we've got 4 compartments here. This is kind of where we put our clothes overnight. We've had 4 of us staying in here, so you know you've got 4 of the same of each. Here we have our TV, kind of back up here, and in fact, when all we do is we just have this mounted like that, and it just comes down. And then of course you can rotate the TV if you're watching from the dinette or you're watching from the bed, and it's just a simple matter of clicking it back into place, just like that. Okay. Here we kind of keep our electronics, you know, plug in the 12-volt TV back there. We've got some wireless Bluetooth headphones so that the kids can watch TV when we're driving. Got some more storage in here. Again, you know, we happen to put some games and things like that. And then we're back at the drivers. Okay, so next we're going to do the outside. Okay, we're going to show the compartments of the RV. Here we have a compartment that I use for tools. See in here, nice large compartment. On here we have our exterior door, which goes into that pass-through that I was talking about. We added those 2 shelves like I mentioned. So this shelf and this shelf actually was connected from the inside. See, we've got our little barbecue there and some other storage space. Here we have another storage space. We just kind of have our chairs and some other cables in here. We've got, this is the hot water tank. In here we've got some more storage. These are some leveling blocks. You can see how far back the storage goes back there. And here's our outdoor shower as well. Okay, down below, this is our control system for the septic. There's the black water and the gray water right there. Hot and cold rinse. And you can also see the sewer cap. Right here, this white container is where we keep our sewer hose, just because it's a little less stinky. We found that this sewer hose outlet here wasn't quite deep enough for what we wanted, so we actually just keep our connectors in there. Fuel cap. This next door we've got our AGM batteries. These are large batteries, last a very long time. They're integrated with the solar. Right here we have our propane. Got a big tank right there. And then we have our generator. You can see here it is a Microlite Awning 2800. Okay, we're going to test out the generator and show you that it's working. This is an Awning 2800 gen set. You can see we have the remote starter button here. So what we're going to do is get this started. So basically you can just push. And it'll take a few seconds for the electrical to kick in. And you can see here when I go over to the microwave, it's usually how I can tell because it's going to start showing power to the microwave. You won't be able to hear the click as it converts over, but I'll be able to hear a physical click here. I just heard the click, there we go. So now the microwave is on, and because the generator's on, I should be able to turn on the air conditioner as well. Here's the thermostat. We are at, looks like over 30 degrees in here. Show everybody that our air conditioning systems are working. So we've got our air conditioning system here. I'm just going to turn this on medium. Just let that run for a couple of minutes. Okay, so you can see here it's 32, 33 degrees out here. This is my barbecue temperature probe, and we're just going to see a couple of things here, how the air conditioning. Okay, so now air conditioning's been running for a little bit. As I said, it's very, very hot outside. We're sitting at about 19 degrees. Okay, so I have my cooking thermometer in my hand, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it's about 20 degrees in here. I'm going to stick the probe into the air conditioning. We're going to see how cold this air really is. Alright, seems to be settling in around just over 7 degrees. I would say that air conditioning is very, very nice, very cold. Okay, now we're going to test out the furnace. You can see that I've got it set at around 22. It is about 20 degrees in here, so it should turn on. There's a switch right here. It is a propane furnace. Okay, so we'll wait a couple seconds for it to kick in. And then I'm going to use the same cooking thermometer just to show you the type of heat that is coming from the vents. Now while we're waiting for that to turn on, we have a vent right here, and one over there, and I can feel the heat coming out now. So let's just come down here and see how this is going to be. And keep in mind it just turned on, so I don't know exactly how hot it's going to be. I've actually never tested this. Okay, so it appears to be stopping. We've got about 61.3 degrees. Pretty good. So just about 61 degrees. Okay, I'm sitting in the driver's seat right now. 123,000 kilometers on this rig. Like I said in the intro, we've owned it since about 90,000. I'm just going to start the engine so you can see and hear that everything is working well. Here we go. So just to sort of let you see what the controls look like here, it's got air conditioning. I've got older but functional radio in there. That also works. Actual music.
Viceroy Distributors, 2 locations at 13-1500 Region or 201
Turn that off now. And then I've got my thermometer here again. Let's test out the AC, because obviously you want to make sure if you're buying this that the air conditioning is working as well. Here we go. Okay, so you can see just over 4 degrees. Don't know if it's going to drop anymore. There it goes. But it's very hot outside, over 30 degrees, and obviously the engine air conditioner is working extremely well. Alright, so we've got the temperature probe in there for a few minutes to let it stabilize. Let's see how cold it is in the fridge. You can see it is 7.2. Okay, this is a lighting test. I'm going to be going around and just showing you that all the lights work. This is in the kitchen. We have a switch here that turns on the courtesy light down there and also controls this light here, which also has its own switch if you want. Moving into the bathroom. We have a light right here. And then we have a series of lights all the way down. We'll just turn those on one by one. And over the dinette. See them turn on these double ones separately. We have these little reading lights, 3 and 4. And 4. One here above the TV, and of course we've got this one here which is controlled manually, but it's not working right now because you actually have to open the door. So if I open the door right here, you'll see that this one then turns on. I'm going to shut the door just like the car. Okay, we're going to do a plumbing test. I'm going to show you the cold water, hot water, toilet test. Obviously we're in the bathroom. Gonna come out of the bathroom, go into the kitchen. Again, cold water. Hear the pump going. Hot water. And of course we have our filtered water here. Filtered drinking water. I'm to grab my thermometer and we're going to test the temperature of the hot water so you can see that the hot water tank is working. Okay, so we've got temperature in here, like I said, is about 21. Let's start running the hot water. Of course, we'll make sure that this is in the actual stream. I don't know if you can see that here, but it is actually steaming. So that's plenty hot. And I think that'll about do it. Thanks for following along. And if you do decide to purchase it, I hope that it provides as many years of enjoyment for your family as it has for mine. Thanks for watching.